Well, my friends, it's time to cut off your families. At least that's what this Yale psychiatrist is saying is essential. If you are a liberal, you must cut off Trump voting loved ones during the holidays. And okay, please, I'm totally on board with this because only the most unhinged and deranged leftist would do so. And by doing so, they remove themselves from the political landscape. How many people do you know? That are in your family, your friends who are leftists, anti-Trump, whatever, who have cut you off? Comment below. Let me know, because I'm sure for many of you, probably a good amount. In all honesty, probably a good amount. I got to say this, though. Even in my own family, we've got pro-Trump, we've got anti-Trump, and we're normal people. It's kind of crazy. I go and visit family, and the ones who are more we just light argument might pop up for them. I think we spent like maybe 10 minutes talking about it when I was visiting family. And then for the most part, we're just talking about literally the entire world and all of the things around us. But you know what? If you are nuts and you hate Trump, by all means, stop communicating. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, my friends. And so you know what we can do? We can wear MAGA hats to dinner. I got to be honest. If I showed up to family Thanksgiving wearing a MAGA hat, they just roll their eyes and nobody would say anything. Because we're all sane, normal people. Sorry. But we got a couple stories for you. We got a tweet from Matt Walsh, which is going viral. Fox News says Yale psychiatrist calls it essential for liberals to cut off Trump voting loved ones during the holidays. Can we play the clip?
And if you then meet somebody and you know they voted for the people who called you trash, or if you're Puerto Rican, and someone voted that way, do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
So I love that you asked this question because, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So wow. If you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me.
All these people are nuts. But go for it. I don't care. I mean, it's sad, really. They say Yale University chief psychiatry resident Amanda Calhoun spoke to MSNBC's Joy Reid Friday night about liberals who are devastated with Trump's reelection. I just like to say we consistently have on Timcast IRL in the top 10 live streams in the world. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Now, for a regular show, we are getting maybe, I think we've been doing over the past week. Last week was crazy. It was the election. We had 160,000 concurrents for election night. Massive show. 2.5 million total viewers. And we averaged over 70,000 concurrent viewers. But in the winter months, we tend to do 40 to 60. It really depends. You get a big guest, you might get upwards of 65 to 68. This is a big show, a big live stream show. And my point here is I don't have this problem. I don't have this. I don't know if you guys do or what's going on. But for me, having a prominent and influential show, we don't tell people to run from their families. We don't do it. We don't do it. I guess the point I'm trying to make by bringing this up is Joy Reid is on MSNBC telling all of these liberals, do not spend time with your families. Run, isolate from them. That is what cults do, okay? That is what a cult does. Please, if you find yourself watching this video, if someone shared it with you, please Google search how cults work. I'm not kidding. So when I say on our prominent show to millions of people, don't run from your families, don't hide from your families, you can joke around, it's not that big a deal, we're trying to navigate this thing, all of those things. See, I want you to be exposed to every idea. We had Sam Cedar from The Majority Report on the Culture War podcast 2 weeks ago, just over a week and a half ago. And I just let him talk. I'm not here to do this blood sports internet debate stuff. Just tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about this. What do you think about this? And then people were like, I want to hear what he has to say. You see, when you're in a cult, they try and isolate you from the outside world so you can't break free from this. And this is what they are doing. They're saying, stop listening to anyone who might give you information otherwise. Don't you understand why they're doing that? But it's because there's too much misinformation and disinformation out there. Sure. I'm telling you to be free, make up your own mind, and find your own way in this world. But if these cultists want to isolate themselves and excise whatever political influence they might have, I'm for it. Fine, whatever. So if you're going to a situation where you have family members, close friends who have voted in ways against you, geez. Those then ask how these people would be interacting with those they know, including family that voted for Trump, who she accused of being against Americans' rights. But I also wonder if also are people challenged with the idea of how do you interact with people who voted for this? If you're an LGBTQ person and you know someone in your family voted essentially against your rights, or you're a woman knowing that this man is calling people the B word and she's like calling you trash if you're Puerto Rican. He didn't. Never happened. Tony Hinchcliffe made a joke. We thought his joke was funny. He made a lot of jokes. I know a lot of black women were incredibly triggered than that. Yeah, well, shout out to Charlemagne the God, who was shocked when he found out, I think, what was it, 1 in 3 people of color, is that what they said? That's what he said, voted for Donald Trump. Well, my friends, we've got a lot more for you. I want to show you, what do we have? This tweet from this guy, Derek. Derek never fails. He says, I have cut ties with my MAGA father and sister. I will never, ever speak to them again. I spit on their graves. If you still hang out with your friends or family voted for fascism, you need a long look in the mirror. Oh, yeah? Wait till you see how Matt Walsh responded. Before we get into Matt Walsh's response, head over to castbrew.com. Cast Brew Coffee. We are sold out of Ian's Graphene Dream. I can't believe it. People love Ian's coffee. We're still sold out of Stand Your Ground, so make sure you pick up Rise with Roberto Jr. and Appalachian Nights Whole Bean. Cast Brew is our coffee company. It's how we support. We sponsor ourselves. It helps support us. But I will say, all of the money that's going to Cast Brew, we're keeping in Cast Brew and using to invest and grow. We want to build physical locations. Outside of physical locations where you can hang out, go to timcast.com, click join us, and hang out in the Discord server where you can hang out in digital locations with like-minded individuals. But here's Matt Walsh's tweet response. He says, this is so important and so inspiring. My cousin voted for Trump, so I blew up his car and set his house on fire. That's what he gets for choosing hate instead of love. I just wish he was compassionate and tolerant like me. Okay, well, we don't want any violence or anything like that, but Matt Walsh is joking. And certainly he did not do these things, but these people fall for it every time. Well, Derek deleted his account. Matt Walsh is making the joke, okay? That you can't just do this to friends and family. We don't isolate from them. But let me show you this. Adrienne Curry with a rather interesting take on all of this that I think hits the nail on the head with the hammer. She says, I have watched my leftist friends and loved ones slam and insult Trump supporters for years. I have never said a word to any of them. I let them spew their hatred. Now I'm watching them proclaim they will block anyone who says they voted differently than they did. Friends of 20 years and family members, they behave like Soviets. These people wigging out have no idea they are in the minority because the Trumpsters I know aren't mean, bigoted jerks to the Harris supporters I know. The very people who have proclaimed to be the nice ones are the most vicious, brainwashed jerks I have ever seen. And that's it right there, isn't it? I feel like that hit the nail on the head with the hammer, right? Basically, Trump supporters aren't going around screaming in the face of leftists and Democrats. They're not running around insulting them. On X, yeah, there's flame wars and there's back and forth. But in the real world, Trump supporters aren't screaming at liberals, don't come near my house. Sometimes, but the tendency is overwhelmingly that the left does this. Hence, when Donald Trump lost in 2020, and he lost the political battle, Trump supporters weren't like, cut off your liberal friends and family member. No, it was reach out to them and explain to them why they're wrong. Maybe that's why Donald Trump wins this time around with the popular vote. I've got friends who were adamant lefties, voted for Trump. And they were saying like, wow, I started to get it. I can't believe what's going on. Some people just said the economy is not good. Why do they keep saying the economy is good? And it's like, dude, they're lying to you. People started to wake up. This is the point I've been making since for this whole video, right? When you are losing, you need to win political power. You need to win over hearts and minds, make friends. What does the left do? They say excise, remove everyone from your life. And so here's what ends up happening. If you're a leftist and you're just rabid and vitriolic and in a cult, you're attacking and insulting everybody. And they're being nice and not saying anything back. They're like, geez. So you think you must be the majority because I can say anything with impunity. Then Trump wins the popular vote from sane, rational people saying, okay, I ain't voting for this. And then what? Well, Trump wins the popular vote. And now what do they think? Right. Now the reality is they're learning they weren't the majority at all. They're actually the minority, the fringe minority. The only thing the cult can do is tell its cult members to run and hide and plug your ears. Stop listening. Stop listening. It's not true. We're in power. We're in control. Wake up. There's a viral video where the woman's like, wake up, Trumpers. We are losing our democracy. Let me tell you, anybody saying to isolate yourself from news and information and from friends and family members is evil. And they're trying to keep you entrenched in the dark. You should be expanding your horizons, listening to everybody. What does Steve Bannon say? Steve Bannon says, watch MSNBC. Steve Bannon apparently only watches MSNBC. Is it funny? Because he's like, I want to know what they're saying. I want to know what their plans are and what they're thinking. He knows exactly what they're saying. He knows why they're wrong. Meanwhile, the left says ban and boycott Fox News. Remember several years ago when leftists were trying to get Fox News banned outright? This is what I love. Oh, man, do I love this one. Let's play the game, baby. Let's play the game. Trump CBS illegal. Let's play their stupid game. So here we go. Let's try this. Trump targets Washington Post, CBS with long shot legal actions over Harris coverage. They were saying Trump is claiming it was Bill Maher did this. Trump saying it's illegal. Can I find this? Actually, I want to find the clip of Bill Maher saying this. Bill Maher, CBS, Trump illegal. Let's see if we can find the clip. Bill Maher calls out, no. These are too old. It's hard to find. Bill Maher, let's try Bill Maher, CBS. Bill Maher said Trump is saying that he wants CBS. Trump said it was illegal that CBS interviewed Kamala Harris. Never happened. Okay. The left comes out, Bill Maher, many personalities saying Trump is claiming that interviewing Harris was illegal and they should lose their license. Okay. Trump targets Washington Post, CBS. Okay. Fox News, leftists, ads, Tucker Carlson. Remember this one? Is it? Let's see if I can find this one. Here we go. Let's go back in time. From Washington Post. Tucker Carlson is losing advertisers left and right, but Fox's bottom line doesn't suffer. Several years ago, the left started attacking anybody who dare advertise on Tucker Carlson's show. They were trying to get Fox pulled from the air. They said Fox is lying propaganda and should be shut down. CBS edits an interview with Kamala Harris to change her answers. Trump says that is a violation, that should be illegal. It violates certain laws, blah, blah, blah. And they lie. They lie about what Trump is saying. Get out of the cult, dudes. The left tried to get Tucker Carlson banned and Fox shut down. Then they complained when Trump complains about the media. They're no special. They're no different. They have Media Matters. They had Check My Ads or whatever the thing was called. They lie. They actually ran a campaign where they claimed that Tim Pool, they claimed I was an election denier when I had been saying Trump lost 2020 the whole time. I argued with Steve Bannon saying that Trump lost 2020 because people were voting against him because they went and ballot harvested, because they were knocking on doors. No, I did not. Like they're saying they fraudulent ballots and fake ballots. I'm like, no. Call it stolen, call it whatever you want. They went door to door. They ballot harvested. There was a big, big plan behind the scenes, and there were questions at the legal level that were never answered. Call it whatever you want. And they lied and said Tim Pool claims the election was stolen. They make it up. Insane. Look at this story. It's from Politico. The breaking of an American family. They say across the table sat the burly and buzzcut retired Army Lieutenant Colonel who previously hadn't had any trouble telling me he wanted Trump to win and wreck the country, really. Provocation was not a concern. Conflict was not an issue. Ted Johnson was not shy. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, he said, starting to get to know Ted in September of last year. This is the game they play. He had look at it. He hadn't any trouble telling me he wanted Trump to win and wreck the country. These people are so incorrigible, okay? Nobody voted for Trump because they think he's going to burn everything down. That's what the left is claiming, all right? It's lies. It's manipulations. And here we are. So, my friends, I beg of you, break free from this false reality. Yeah. You gotta get away from it. These people have been lying. They have you sitting in these chairs watching cable TV news all day telling you that they're the truth. There's a big story right now that I think I want to save for a larger segment, but I'll lightly mention right now because this is fascinating. So this is Stephen L. Miller. Daily Wire broke a story, massive, that FEMA was ordered to skip over houses that supported Trump. The New York Times claimed it was a lie. Trump said they're skipping over houses. There's let me see if we have the actual. Someone probably posted the screenshot. So we don't have it right here. I'm going to save it for a bigger segment. The New York Times was like, actually, I have it on my Instagram, I think. Let me see if I have, I can pull up my Instagram here and show you the headlines, where they lie. They lie, it's what they do. Here we go. Take a look at this. Oh, it's giving me the business. Here we go. I got it. Take a look at this story. Trump's false claims about the federal response to Hurricane Helene, neglecting areas that had voted Republicans. They said that was false. Daily Wire breaks the story a month later. And then New York Times reports FEMA fires employee for telling Milton relief workers to skip houses with Trump signs. Trump was completely correct. 100% correct. Neglecting areas that voted for Trump, for Republicans. And they were ordered. This reporter for the New York Times omitted that they knew who the employee was, omitted that they had proof that it happened, lied. NBC reporter doesn't acknowledge the source, then spreads disinformation in her own story. They knew. And she was like, I'm saying we haven't confirmed it. Not that it hasn't been confirmed. We didn't include that information. That's the game they play. They're lying to you to trick you into believing fake news so they can win political power. And this is the nature of reality. Does anyone really believe that a Trump supporter is sitting there at the table talking to a reporter being like, I just want Trump to burn the country down? Absolutely laughable. And just plumb not true. I couldn't help but bring up his brother. We don't have a relationship like we should, but you can change that. I can change it. Why haven't you? I'm scared. And I've been burned before, blah, blah, blah. I've never worked on a story like this. I was reporting in for months before I knew precisely what it would be. This is awful. Politico, you're garbage. I hate these. I'm writing a narrative. Tell me what the news is. Centralia, Illinois. Yeah, what is it? Probably the story, because I don't care to read their stupid narrative. There are thousands of Johnson brothers in America. Experts in political psychology say the tangled backstories that lead to familial fracture increasingly can settle into rigid political ruts. Blah, blah, blah. It's not Republicans that are leading the charge to cut people off. Quote, if two brothers who love each other can't talk when one of them might be dying, Fred Johnson said in September, then what hope is there for our nation? Yep. And that's how I feel. So we talk about the potential for civil war. And I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know where this goes. Rudyard Lynch, what if altist, said he believes there will be 1,000 politically associated deaths by April. I don't believe it. Now, what does have me worried is the left claiming the election was stolen. It wasn't. There's no data to suggest it was. At least when Trump supporters claimed the election was stolen, there was anomalies due to COVID. And those anomalies, like all the bellwethers going the wrong direction and the late night votes jumping Biden above Trump. A lot of people are asking questions. Now Democrats are saying we're the missing 20 million votes. 20 million voters didn't just give up. Of course they voted. This makes no sense. There's no data. Right now, Kamala is projected to be down by 7 million votes. So Biden at 81, she's expected to end up with 74. That's down 7 million. A lot of people. I don't know. It could be that I get what? Like, I think we here at Timcast get 60 to 70 million views per month. And we have, I think, like 4 or 5 million uniques. That means 4 or 5 million unique people watch all of my shows. And what was I saying? Go out and vote no matter where you are. Be it California, West Virginia, or a swing state. Everyone has to go and vote. Let's say I only contributed 10%. Let's say 400,000 people who watch my show are like, I better go do that. Then you add Benny Johnson. Then you add Charlie Kirk. Then you add Steven Crowder. Then you add Ben Shapiro. Every single one of these people rallying all of their viewers. And that equals a popular vote victory. Now, a lot of people in Arizona are saying they can't believe that Carrie Lake is losing, despite her getting more votes than Kamala Harris. I believe it. A lot of people are saying it's fraud. And how do you explain it? Trump won Democrats. This is what people on the right need to understand. Gallego may not be good, whatever it may be, but Democrat voters did not like Kamala Harris and voted for Trump. Trump is a populist moderate, And a lot of people actually like him, even Democrats. And that's why in Maricopa, now, far be it from me to say I think Arizona's clean. You know what I mean? I'm saying there's a simple explanation in that Trump was so good, he won Democrat voters. That's why he increased by 4 million and Kamala decreased by 7. I think it actually adds up and makes sense. As for now, look, let's be serious. Spend time with your family. And if people want to dip out and whatever, say, well, it was nice knowing you, I guess. But spend time with your family, build those connections, and speak to them calmly and honestly and say, this Thanksgiving, you can say to them, look, we won the popular vote. There are more of us than you for a reason. You are listening to fake news. Stop buying it. I'm going to leave it there, my friends. Smash that like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Become a member at timcast.com to support our work and join the Discord server to hang out with people who are like-minded. You're asking, how do I get involved? How do I make friends? How do I meet people? Timcast.com Discord server, and instantly you are in a chat server with tens of thousands of people, and they're all sharing ideas. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m., and we'll see you all then.